I'm out here with my new drone, and I'm going to do a little comparison between it and the old drone. Try to make this quick because I hate long videos as much as everyone else does. So this is the new DJI Spark. It's the baby brother of the Mavic. It's really cool. It's got a lot of the same features, except that it's smaller and it's cheaper. When we like small and cheap. So I got the Fly More package with the DJI drone, the batteries, the transmitter, the charging dock, the spare props and everything. That's the nicest package you can get with it, with the most stuff. And I got it on sale for Cyber Monday for 500 bucks. That deal is actually still around if you want to try to find it. But it's an excellent drone. Been really happy with it so far. Everything works great except for the app. But I'm gonna do a little comparison. So the one thing, first of all, things I don't like about this drone, that's the most important stuff, right? So I don't like that in order to fly it and have a screen for me to view it, I'm required to use this app. And like any app that's really, you know, graphic intensive and it just eats up battery, it means I have to have 3 things charged, the drone, the phone, and the transmitter. The transmitter holds it well and everything. But I just don't like having to use the app. I prefer the drone set up here where the screen is part of the transmitter. That is really nice. I turn 2 things on, I have 2 things charged, I go fly. This I have to get 3 things working together properly. I did a flight test where I let it hover and I got 15.5 minutes hovering. This will hover for about 20 minutes. Its drone is better in every other way than this drone. Both these drones are really tough. This has been crashed into pine trees at 100 feet, fell to the ground 10 times. This is an H501s by Hubsan, by the way. And no issues to it. Looks like crap, but it still flies great. This drone has been crashed 3 times. You can see the propellers are a little beat up, but they do fold up, so it's been handling the abuse well. The gimbal on the front, you think, oh, it's going to be, you know, not as robust because this can get hit, but as you can see, it can move around a lot because it's mechanically stabilized, and it really takes care of itself well. It's been crashed, and I haven't had any issues with the gimbal or anything like that. Comes with a nice case. Those are the spare props. The case holds 2 batteries and the quadcopter, so really 3 batteries. This comes with the case too. You must get the Fly More package. The transmitter is super nice because the app will freeze sometimes, but with the transmitter you can still fly it. Your video will freeze. So a couple tips that I must tell you: if you have it in sport mode, it'll fly great, but none of the other features will work. So if you're trying to figure out why your tracking mode doesn't work, or your fly by numbers, or your pointing whatever, it's because you're in sport mode. Put it out of sport mode and everything will work. Also, sometimes it's hard to hook everything up. So right now, even though the Wi-Fi is hooked up, because the drone connects to the transmitter connects to the phone. So you can see Spark connected internet. Even though it's connected, the app hasn't registered it yet, so it still doesn't know my drone's there. So the way to fix this is to go into your Wi-Fi settings and forget the drone. You have to do this almost every time. It's such a pain in the butt. I hate this app. So I forget the drone, click on it, and I re-enter the password 1234 1234. Okay. Password's in there, and now that I did that and I reconnected to it, usually the app will find the drone. It's a huge pain in the butt. It's my biggest complaint with this thing, is how hard it is to set up. And every time you do this, you have to go in here and say, yes, there's no internet. The drone obviously doesn't have internet, but I want to stay connected to it. And once you do that, it's ready to fly. So that is one trick that'll save you a ton of time. That's one trick, and putting it not in sport mode is another trick that is a huge deal. So you turn the drone on by tapping it, then holding it. Take about 30 seconds to get GPS going, learn itself, get everything connected. The phone is already connected to the transmitter. I find that's the best thing to do. Connect the phone to the transmitter, then power on the drone. Transmitter battery life is great. Haven't had any complaints about that. Range is great. Transmission is great. The app interface is actually pretty awesome when it works, but a lot of times when you close the app, it freezes up your whole phone, and sometimes it freezes even while flying. But I've been really happy with the drone so far. 500 bucks, you can't beat it. This drone's 250 bucks. This drone's 500 bucks. This used to be your only option for a drone under $1,000 that had GPS and had some cool modes that would follow you and do things like that by following the transmitter. So you have to have this giant transmitter in your pocket. That doesn't really work. This drone tracks you optically. It looks at you, recognizes you, and that's how it tracks you. It also has infrared in the front of it, so if it's going to fly into a tree, it'll just stop. It's amazing. It's really hard to crash. When you're in sport mode, it turns that off. It has infrared looking down and a camera looking down, so it lands itself. I find all that stuff kind of annoying. I'm going to turn it off right now, but it is great for a beginner, and it's probably the easiest drone in the world to fly. So let's go ahead and get it in the air. So it hovers extremely accurately. You can park it right above the truck like that and not worry about it. I'm gonna get it farther away so I don't have to listen to it so we can talk about it. You can fly the drone just looking at this map. It totally beats just this thing having a compass. The Hubsan only has a compass. So that is nice. But what I want to show you is some of the modes. So I'm not going to follow this in one video because it'd be way too long, but if you look at my other videos, I will have a how-to and a demonstration of how to use all the different modes this quadcopter has. But for this video, I'll just show you flying it around. So I want to stay with the sun behind me so you can actually see the drone a little bit. It is a tiny drone. So you see how it's going a little slow right now? That is because we are in P mode, which means it's using GPS and infrared to learn where it is and stabilize itself and do accident avoidance. If we want to go fast, we will switch it to sport mode. Now we can do really fast stuff. It'll go up and down fast, it'll spin fast. It's actually pretty agile. See how fast that little sucker is? We'll do a little flyby right here real close to us. Little bumblebee. Don't use sport mode unless you have a lot of area to fly in like this. I've clocked 30 miles per hour with this drone. It has flight data. You can go in and look at your max altitude and your flight data and everything like that. I've had it up to 1,300 feet. Had it flown over the lake. It's awesome. It's just great. I really highly recommend the Fly More package. You must get the transmitter. Another great thing about this drone is, unlike my other one, it has a gimbal that is actuated. So it's mechanically stabilized. You don't get the warping in your picture. And if you look at the camera, it aims up and down. See how I'm doing that with the transmitter. And it has modes where it will focus on you. If you want to see that stuff, check out my other videos. But this little knob right here lets you aim the gimbal, and it is just awesome. So we're in sport mode, so we're just doing some fast flying. Great. And check out my other videos. If you want to search the Mud Puppy page, just search Spark, and you'll see the other videos on all the modes.